Yes, Ganesh, good evening. Are you able to hear my voice properly? I hope my voice is clear to you. Please confirm. Yes. So we are done with basic concepts. Now I am going to start with residential status. So very good evening. I welcome you all to this beautiful revision series on residential status. Shall we start? Everybody. Now, see, there are two types of incomes: Indian income, foreign income. What is the difference? Like, to tell whether an income is Indian income or foreign income, we will check two aspects: place of accrual, place of receipt. So out of place of accrual, place of receipt, if any one of them is in India, conjunction. If place of accrual is in India, it is Indian income. Or if place of receipt is in India, Indian income. So out of two aspects, place of accrual, place of receipt, if any one of them is in India, we call that income as Indian income. So very important conjunction is or. When we call an income as foreign income, place of accrual, place of receipt. If both, what is conjunction? Conjunction is and. If both are outside India, then we call that income as foreign income. Are you able to understand? So place of accrual, place of receipt, if both are outside India, then we call that income as foreign income. So any one of them is in India, Indian income. Both are outside India, foreign income. Are you able to understand? There are three residential statuses: ROR, RNOR, NR. In case of ROR, global income is taxable. Global income is taxable. What do you mean by this? Indian income is taxable. Along with Indian income, foreign income is also taxable. In case of RNOR, Indian income is taxable. All foreign incomes are not taxable. In case of ROR, all foreign incomes are taxable. But in case of RNOR, only foreign income from business controlled or profession set up in India, only that foreign income is taxable. In case of non-resident, only Indian income is taxable. Foreign income is not taxable. Are you able to understand? Three residential statuses: ROR, RNOR, non-resident. ROR, global income taxable. RNOR, Indian income taxable. Along with that, foreign income from business controlled or profession set up in India is taxable. NR, only Indian income is taxable. Foreign income is not taxable. Now, what do you mean by residential status? Determining whether a person is ROR, RNOR or non-resident. So the process of determining the person as ROR, RNOR or non-resident is determination of residential status. Sir, why we need to determine residential status? Because if you do not determine residential status, you cannot calculate total income. Only if you know a person is ROR, Then while calculating his income, you will take Indian income, you will also take foreign income. Without knowing like residential status of a person, you can never calculate the total income and tax liability. That's why it is always important to determine the residential status. Okay, next. There are some basic points. Residential status is different, citizenship is different. Citizenship is determined based on place of birth. Residential status is determined based on number of days a person is staying in India. For example, a person stays in India for 182 days. He becomes resident in India. Are you able to understand? Similarly, like I was born in India, I am an Indian citizen. Like Gale born in West Indies, he is West Indies citizen. Trump born in USA, he is American citizen. So based on place of birth, we will determine citizenship. But residential status is not like that. It is not based on place of birth. It is based on number of days an individual is staying in India. For calculation of total income, what is important is not citizenship. What is important is residential status. Second point, residential status changes from one country to another country. If you are in India, Indian Income Tax Act is applicable. As per Income Tax Act applicable in India, you are ROR in India. For example, if you go to Australia, Australia Income Tax Act is applicable. For suppose as per that act, you became non-resident in India. So, sorry, you became non-resident in Australia. So, if you are resident in India, there is no guarantee you will also be resident in other country. If you go to another country, Income Tax Act will change, and as per that country, your residential status may be different. Are you able to understand? So, residential status is not same worldwide. Residential status changes from one country to another country. Third point, residential status changes from one previous year to another previous year. In 24-25, I am resident in India. On 1st April 25, I went outside India. The moment I went outside India, I will become non-resident. So in 24-25 I am resident. In 25-26 I became non-resident because I am not there in India. So if one person is resident in one previous year, the same residential status will not apply lifelong. In next year, based on his stay in India, residential status is subject to change. So residential status changes from one previous year to another previous year. Wait a minute, one doubt was asked. Sir, in case of RNOR, if foreign income is not taxable in outside country, then it will be taxable in India. Yes, it is taxable. That concept we call as deemed resident. If any person is not taxable in any other country or territory, then even though he do not satisfy basic conditions, he will be treated as deemed resident. For that deemed resident, deemed resident will be treated as RNOR. Sir, will you take all chapters revision in coming days? See, I have given schedule for CA Inter. What are all the chapters that I revise? That schedule is available in our Telegram group. Please join to know the schedule. Secondly, like first you can revise entire concept in booster lecture. Afterwards, for quick revision, you can come to revision class. Now, for purpose of determining residential status, person is classified into four categories: individual, HUF, company, other persons. Individual is having three statuses. Individual can become ROR, or he can become RNOR, or he can become N. HUF also can become ROR, or can become RNOR, or can become N. Company have only two statuses. Company can either become resident or non-resident. Other persons also either they can become resident or non-resident. Now we will discuss residential status of individual. See, using four conditions, we are going to determine residential status of an individual. Using how many conditions? Four conditions. Out of four conditions, two are basic conditions and two are additional conditions. Why we use basic conditions? We use basic conditions to tell whether individual is resident or non-resident. Once individual becomes resident in India, then we need to tell whether he is ROR or RNOR. To tell whether a person, whether resident is ROR or RNOR, we are going to use additional condition. So very simple, basic conditions are used to tell whether individual is resident or non-resident. Additional conditions are used to tell whether a resident is ROR or RNOR. Are you able to understand? Now, what is the conjunction between basic conditions? Conjunction between basic conditions is OR. That means either B1 or B2. Out of two basic conditions, if one of the basic condition is satisfied, he is resident in India. If both basic conditions are not satisfied, then he becomes non-resident. So either B1 or B2. If any one of these is satisfied, that individual is resident in India. If both basic conditions are not satisfied, then individual is non-resident. Once out of these two basic conditions, if one basic condition is satisfied, he is resident in India, right? Once he becomes resident in India, then we will check additional conditions. If he satisfies both additional conditions, what is the conjunction? Conjunction is AND. If both additional conditions are satisfied, he becomes ROR. If any one of the additional conditions is not satisfied, he becomes RNOR. Are you able to understand? Now, B1. What B1 says? An individual should stay in India for 182 days or more during current previous year. What is current previous year? Current previous year is 24-25. In 24-25, if any individual is greater than or equal to 182 days stays in India, then we can tell B1 is satisfied. Are you able to understand? Next, what B2 says? As per B2, uh, in current previous year, he should stay in India for greater than or equal to 60 days and last four previous years. What are last four previous years? 23, 24, 22, 23, 21, 22, 20, 21. In last four previous years, he should stay in India for greater than or equal to 365 days. If both these conditions are satisfied, subcondition 1, subcondition 2. If both are satisfied, then we can tell basic condition 2 is satisfied. Are you able to understand? In current previous year, he should stay for 60 days or more. In last four previous years, he should stay for greater than or equal to 360 days. Then basic condition is said to be satisfied. Which booster batch we will see in case of residential status September 25 or May 25? See, whatever the booster series that is taught for May 25, same is applicable for September 25. Thumbnails are changed because for May 25 and September 25, Finance Act is the same and no amendments are there. So you can comfortably watch. All chapters are uploaded in booster series. You can check. Okay. Additional condition 1. What A1 says, whatever the current additional condition 1, whatever current previous year is there, ignore current previous year. Don't consider current previous year. Take last 10 previous years. Last 10 previous years means 23, 24, 22, 23, 21, 22. Likewise, last 10 previous years. In last 10 previous years, for at least 2 previous years, if he is the resident in India, then we can tell additional condition 1 is satisfied. Sir, how can we tell he is resident in India using basic condition? So what will we do? We will ignore current previous year. We will take last 10 previous years. For each of last 10 previous years, every year we will check basic conditions. Based on that basic conditions, we will tell whether he is resident or non-resident. So in last 10 years, for at least 2 years, if he is resident in India, then we can tell additional condition 1 is satisfied. Are you able to understand? Next, additional condition 2. Whatever the current previous year is there, ignore current previous year, take last 7 previous years. In last 7 previous years, if he stays in India for greater than or equal to 730 days, then we can tell additional condition 2 is. This is all about conditions relating to individual. So 4 conditions, 2 are basic conditions, 2 are additional conditions. Basic conditions we use to tell individual is resident or non-resident. Additional conditions we use to tell whether resident is ROR or RNOR. Are you able to understand? Next, exception. See, there is B1, B2, A1, A2. Okay. So there are two cases. In those two cases, B2 is not applicable. That means in those two cases, we will check B1. If B1 is satisfied, resident in India. If B1 is not satisfied, directly he becomes non-resident. Are you able to understand? You are not required to check basic condition 2. So what are those two cases? Exception 1. 2. Second basic condition. This is applicable only for Indian citizen. Indian citizen. If an Indian citizen leaves India, why he is leaving India? For employment or business or profession outside India, or he is leaving India as crew member of a ship. So in case of Indian citizen who is going outside India, why he is going? Employment, business, profession, or as a crew member. So in these four cases, for Indian citizen, we will check only B1. Check B1 only. B2 is not applicable. If B1 is satisfied, resident. B1 not satisfied, don't check B2. Straight away he becomes non-resident. Are you able to understand? See, if he goes outside India for tourism or for business meeting or for education, for all these purposes, both basic conditions are applicable. Only if he goes outside India for employment, business or profession or as a crew member. In these four cases only, first basic condition is applicable, second basic condition is not applicable. Are you able to understand? Second exception. Exception 2 to P2. Second exception is applicable for Indian citizen or person of Indian origin. Sir, who is called as person of Indian origin? In case of an individual whose parents or grandparents can be maternal grandparents or paternal grandparents. So either individual or his parents or his grandparents. If any one of them were born in undivided India means India before 1947. Before 1947, India includes Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Bhutan, Nepal, all these are included in India. So if any in like before 1947, either individual or his parents or grandparents were born in undivided India in any one of these countries, then that person will be called as person of Indian origin. So in case of Indian citizen or person of Indian origin, what will we check? We will check total income minus income from foreign sources. If total income minus income from foreign sources is less than or equal to 15 lakhs. In that case, only B1 is applicable. B1 applicable. B2 is not applicable. So if B1 is satisfied, he becomes resident in India. If B1 not satisfied, don't check B2. Straight away he becomes non-resident. Once he is resident in India, then you will check A1 and A2 to determine whether he is ROR or RNOR. Are you able to understand? If total income minus income from foreign sources is more than 15 lakhs, in that case, B1 applicable, B2 not applicable, but in place of B2, modified B2 is applicable. So we will check B1. If B1 is satisfied, he becomes resident. If B1 is not satisfied, then check modified B2. Able to understand? If B1 is satisfied, he becomes resident in India. Then we will check A1 and A2 to determine whether he is ROR or RNOR. If B1 is not satisfied, then we will check modified B2. If modified B2 is satisfied, then don't check A1 and A2. A1 and A2 are not required to be checked. Straight away his residential status will be RNOR. If modified B2 is not satisfied, then he becomes, are you able to understand? Sir, what do you mean by modified B2? What B2 says, as per B2, in current previous year, individual should stay in India for greater than or equal to 60 years. In last 4 previous years, individual should stay in India for greater than or equal to 365 days. What modified B2 says is, in place of 60 days, he should stay in India for greater than or equal to 120 days. This is modified B2. So in current previous year, if an individual stays in India for greater than or equal to 120 days, and in last 4 years, if he stays in India for greater than or equal to 365 days, then we can tell modified B2 is satisfied. Are you able to understand? Next, deemed resident. There are 4 conditions. Individual should be Indian citizen. He should not satisfy both basic conditions. Normally, if an individual do not satisfy both basic conditions, he becomes non-resident. Even though he is non-resident, if he satisfies 4 conditions, he becomes deemed resident. What are those 4 conditions? He should be Indian citizen. He should not satisfy both basic conditions. His total income minus income from foreign sources should be greater than 15 lakhs, and he is not taxable in any other country or territory. So what many people are doing, they are becoming non-resident in multiple countries and they are not at all paying taxes. So they are taking advantage of international tax laws. Everywhere they are becoming non-resident and they are not paying taxes. To catch those people, deemed resident concept was introduced. Okay, so Indian citizen not satisfied both basic conditions. Generally, if both basic conditions are not satisfied, he should become non-resident. Still, even though he do not satisfy both basic conditions, but if 4 conditions are satisfied, he will be treated as deemed resident. Indian citizen does not satisfy both basic conditions. Total income minus income from foreign source is more than 15 lakhs. He is not taxable in any other country or territory. If all these 4 conditions are satisfied, he will be treated as deemed resident. Deemed resident residential status is RNO. You understand? Always he will be treated as resident but not ordinarily resident. He is required to pay tax on Indian income. He is also required to pay tax on foreign income from business or profession set up in India. Okay. Next, we will revise residential status of, hold on, some note points are there. You know person of Indian origin, you know the difference between citizenship and residential status. Next, crew member. See, in case of Indian citizen who is leaving India as a crew member of Indian ship, for that crew member, see, he is leaving India, we cannot exactly calculate when he left India and when he came to India, because even territorial waters are also considered as India. When he crossed territorial waters, when he entered into territorial waters, that we cannot exactly point out. That's why department gave clarification. In case of crew member of an Indian ship, the date on which he enters into the ship, he will do the signature. That date we call as date of entry. Again, when he comes back to India, he will do the signature and will come out of the ship. That date we call as date of signing off. So whatever the period between date of entering into ship and whatever the date on which he is signing off from the ship, this period he will be deemed as stayed outside India only. So in case of crew member, the date of entry and date of signing off, whatever the period is there, including date of entry and date of signing off, he will be treated as outside India. Are you able to understand? Next, like if he is in India for 182 days, sufficient. There is no such rule that he should be in India continuously for 182 days. No, that point is not there. Next, there is no such rule that he should stay only in one place. He should stay only in Hyderabad for 182 days. No such rule. Anywhere in India he can stay for 182 days till he becomes resident in India. Next, purpose is also irrelevant. Why he stayed in India, whether for education, employment, business, profession, that purpose is also not relevant. The moment for any purpose, if he stays in India for 180 days, he becomes resident in India, and residential status is calculated on hourly basis. Okay, so there will be visa, right? Passport. In passport, when he left India, when he came to India, that time will be printed. So number of days, including hours also we will calculate. So our on an hourly basis, we are going to calculate the residential status of an individual. If hourly information is not available, then the date on which he entered India, that day will be considered in calculation. The day on which he left India, that day will also be included in calculation of number of days of stay in India. Next, India includes territorial waters. So not only land mass, whatever the water bed is there up to 12 nautical miles, territorial waters, even that is also considered as part and parcel of India. Now we will see residential status of HUF. HUF have how many statuses? HUF have three statuses. HUF can become ROR, it can become RNOR, or it can become non-resident. First, we will tell whether HUF is resident or non-resident. For that, what we need to check, we will check control and management affairs. If control and management affairs are wholly or partly in India, then HUF is resident in India. If control and management affairs are wholly outside India, then HUF is, are you able to understand? Sir, what do you mean by control and management? Control and management means the place where Karta or any other person who is taking decisions. So the place from where decisions are taken, that place is said to be having control and management. Okay, see, Karta is sitting in India, entire business is going on outside India. Even though business is going on outside India, even though employees are outside India, so even though assets are located outside India, still entire management, entire decisions are taken by Karta sitting in India. In this case, we can tell control and management of HUF is in India. Are you able to understand? Now, if control and management is outside India, then HUF becomes non-resident. If HUF becomes non-resident, no problem at all. But if HUF becomes resident in India, then we need to tell whether that HUF is ROR or RNOR. How do we tell? We will check additional conditions of Karta. So, if Karta satisfies both A1 and A2, if Karta satisfies both A1 and A2, HUF becomes ROR. If Karta does not satisfy A1, or if he does not satisfy A2, or if he does not satisfy A1 and A2, then HUF becomes RNOR. Are you able to understand? So if he does not satisfy A1, or if he does not satisfy A2, or if he does not satisfy both A1 and A2, then HUF becomes R. Next. In companies, local authority always treated as resident in India. Uh, Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation, Vijayawada Municipal Corporation, Greater Visakhapatnam Municipal Corporation. So whatever the local authority is there, local authority is always treated as resident in India. Company. If company is Indian company, always resident in India. Always resident in India. If company is foreign company, for foreign company we will check place of effective management. If place of effective management is in India, that foreign company is resident. If place of effective management is outside India, then that company is. Sir, what do you mean by poem? We will check board meetings. If more than half of board meetings are held in India, then poem is in India. Poem is in India. If more than half of the board meetings are held outside India, then poem is outside India. If poem is in India, then that foreign company becomes resident. If poem is outside India, then that foreign company. Next, for other persons means what? Partnership firm, LLP, AOP, BOI, AJP. For all these persons, we are going to check control and management. If control and management is wholly or partly in India, then they will be treated as resident in India. If control and management is wholly outside India, then they will be treated as, okay. So this is brief revision of residential status. One last concept, section 5 is pending. You all know if it is Indian income, the moment it is Indian income, it is taxable for all. It is taxable for ROR, RNOR as well as for non-resident. If it is foreign income, then we will check whether that foreign income is because of business from India or because of profession set up in India. If foreign income is because of business in India or profession set up in India, that foreign income is taxable for ROR as well as for RNOR. For non-resident, foreign income is not at all taxable. See, past year's earned income brought to India in current previous year, that whatever the income that is earned in earlier years, if that income is brought into India in current previous year, it is not at all taxable whether he is ROR, RNOR or not. But in 24-25 only, I went to Australia, I earned Australian dollars. Those Australian dollars I brought to India. That means current year foreign income earned outside India, if it is brought to India, that foreign income is taxable for ROR. That foreign income is also taxable for RNOR if it is from business controlled or profession set up in India. That foreign income is not at all taxable for non-resident. So very simple. Earlier year profits brought into India, not at all taxable. Current year foreign income brought to India, taxable for ROR, may also be taxable for RNOR. Next, exempted incomes. Exempted incomes are not at all taxable. They are exempt for ROR, RNOR as well as for. So this is the brief revision. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Yes, capital gains is given in the schedule. As per that schedule, capital gains revision will be. For schedule, you can access my Telegram channel. And there is my website www.phoenixbyuma.com. If you want to reach out to me, if you want to call me, or if you want to message me, or if you want to see my Instagram channels, YouTube channels, Telegram channels, one stop solution, just visit my website. I will be completely available to you through that website. Okay. Sir, I am preparing for CMA Inter December 25. Yes, this revision is helpful for you. Residential status is so much important for CMA Inter. Please follow this revision. Any more questions? So that's it. Thank you. Good night. Bye.